It is 8 o'clock 8 p.m. and this is usually too early for most people to be podcasting. But see, I don't have any tag team partners today, and I'll be on time. See, when we started the 305, we actually said we're going to start at 8 o'clock. Somehow it got moved to 10, 10:30, 11, 12. But, you know, it is what it is. Today is the 28th, fellas and ladies and anything else in between. And on the 28th, I go with energy. On 3 days, I try to make people laugh. I try to basically go out there and be somewhat of a comedian. On the 5 days, I try to please my wife. On the 28th day, I got my money on my mind. This is how 28s are all the time. Imagine being a 28. All you do is think of this. Now, as a Capricorn, as a capitalist, as someone who has a bag, you best believe I'd be thinking about this a lot. But a 28 wakes up, goes to sleep. Hell, when he's having sex, he's thinking about money. I guess he has something. I guess he has something in common with the whores out there. But here's what it comes down to. On the 28th of the month, we all about that money. At least the ones who want to tap into that energy. So here's what I'm trying to tell you. Not everyone can be born on the 28th. Not everyone can be Elon Musk. Not everyone can be Bill Gates. Not that you'd want to be. Not everyone can have a child born on the 28th. I told you about that cheat code. Having a kid born on the 28th is a cheat code. Elon Musk had his last kid born on the 28th. You know who else did? Vladimir Putin, a guy who's actually richer than Elon Musk. Yeah, they ain't gonna tell you that in the media. But see, Vladimir Putin runs a country. He runs that shit like a mobster. That is not like a president. That is like a condesigliere, some shit like that. The way he runs Russia is like a mob fucking country. Now, we definitely have some mobsters here in America, but at the end of the day, we do have some laws and orders, and even people who are powerful can get fucking locked up. You know, what's that? Like Illinois had 4 governors arrested. So corruption in Russia, if you're in with the right people, pretty easy. Corruption in America, much more difficult. Why do you think all these politicians are so interested in foreign aid? I mean, ask yourself, why does every single politician, left, right, they're always talking about foreign aid? Because to steal money inside of America, that's difficult. They got a lot of fucking safety mechanisms here. They got a lot of supervision. They might catch your ass. They might get you. But see, if you're a champion to send fucking foreign aid and help all these other countries because you're so benevolent with other people's money, the reason is you want to send it out to countries that have absolutely no oversight. Like Obama. Remember when Obama sent, what was it, a couple $1 billion to Iran? Why do you think he did that? Because he's getting kickbacks. He's getting kickbacks. 40, 30% of that shit circled right back to Obama. And that is what all of these politicians do on the left and the right. It doesn't matter what side they are. They're sending your money to Ukraine, to Afghanistan, so they can steal it. Because stealing in America itself is difficult. But not so much in the shitholes outside of America. But Vladimir Putin, going back to the 28th, didn't just have a child born on the 28th, one of the cheat codes. He also got married on the 28th. And that marriage conceived a child born on the 28th. As a matter of fact, she's born today. Vladimir Putin's child is born today. And Vladimir Putin is a trillionaire. Not a billionaire, a trillionaire. Think maybe he knows something? Maybe he did it on purpose? It doesn't matter if we're talking about Vanguard, founded 5/1/1975. 5/1/1975 adds up to 28. Or Apple, founded 4/1/1976. 4/1/1976 adds up to 28. Or the richest athletes out there, LeBron James, Tiger Woods, both born 12/30, one 1975, one 1984, both 28. Carlos Slim, born on the 28th. Time and time again, you see that number pop up. I can tell you, I'm not born on the 28th, but I get a haircut on the 28th. That is a way for you guys to imprint your energy on the 28th. Not everyone can be born on the 28th. Not everyone's going to get married on the 28th. Not everyone's going to have a child born on the 28th. Not everyone's going to pound some fucking whore born on the 28th just so they can get their energy. Yeah, siphoning energy from 28 women is real. It's real out there. Trust me, it's real out there. Shout out to your ex, huh? Yo. The bitch has a body count of 1,000, but she's born on the 28th. What you doing, Bills? You might have to do it, huh? Hey. That's what you call really taking one from the team. But to be serious for a second, I've talked to you guys about numerology. And the one thing I've talked about other than numerology and astrology in great detail besides politics is AI. I've talked about AI taking people's jobs. I want to be clear about this. AI is coming for you, me, and everyone else. Now, some of them we might be safe for 10 years, others 6 months. But at some point, it's going to knock on your door. You have to prepare. And sometimes preparing means, okay, I'm going to have a skill that might be valuable for the next 5 years, but it's not going to be valuable in 10. That's the way AI is adjusting society. I'll give you an example. Last year around this time, my Clippers were using something called Sora 2 to make AI animation. You might have seen those videos, me fighting Jake Paul and all this other shit. That was the most advanced technology last year. People needed invites to use Sora 2. A year later, it's gone. No one uses Sora 2 because the technology that was elite in 2025 isn't worth jack shit in 2026. That's how fast the game is changing. And it's like I've been telling you people for a long time. You either adapt or you die. And you better hit that like button, because if not, what am I even doing this for? What am I tap dancing for you guys for? I today opened Matrix University. And in Matrix University, you will get beginning steps of how to use AI to advanced methods of how to use AI. Anything from copywriting to knowing how to build websites. All the technical stuff is in Matrix University. And pretty soon, there's going to be a course on how to pick up them things, how to pick up them bitches, how to pick up them shorties, based off numerology and astrology. And you know I'm going to be running that course. You guys wish you had a camera on me 25 years ago when I was the only one who knew this stuff. You wish you had a camera. I was pulling such fucking hat tricks you would not believe. And you know what the best part about it, Bills? When I was doing it, I was broke. You know, now we got a whole bunch of Benjis. Now we got some rolls. But back then I was broke. And what have I always told you? What have I told you guys every single time? If a man is broke, you don't listen to him about much. I don't need no broke financial advisor. I don't need no broke teacher. I don't need no fat personal trainer. I don't need no whore talking about virtue and fucking family values. I don't need no communists to tell me about economic fucking, how to work the economy. I don't need any of that. But one thing I will listen to a poor person for is how to pick up a woman. Because most of these pimps over here in Miami, they are actually have a couple of dollars, so the woman is using them as a beta male simp to actually extract resources. Now, if a woman can't extract resources from you because you're broke, yo, and you still pull baddies, yeah, you got something. You got that it factor. Maybe you just fucking a really good looking dude or whatever. Maybe you're in the gym 24/7. Whatever it is, if you're broke and pulling it, I like it. You know, some guys out there are just funny as hell. Some women just want to laugh all day. And hell, they'll find themselves a court gesture like someone who's a 3 Lifepath. Matrix University is going to have everything in there. Second, my wife came out with a book called Health Maxing. Everyone's jumping on it now. And my wife came out, she came out with a book. It's on my Twitter account if you want to get it. $35, man. I will never sell anything that cheap. But my wifey said, you know what? Let's do something for the people. Hey, she has a good heart. It is what it is. If you guys want a reading, it will be 98 or above. But before we get to the readings, because we have our prime time show today on Rumble and YouTube at 11 when Fresh is going to join me and a few other special guests are going to join me. But before we do that, before we go into the readings, did something happen with the Groyper and the dog? Yo. Did something happen with the Groyper and a dog? Can we put that up? Because I thought this was a joke. I thought this was a joke. So, I want to get this straight. Okay, let's move that up. Groyper accused of admitting to having sex with a dog. Now, I told you there's a reason these guys are anon accounts. I told you that these guys are beta males. I told you they might be homosexuals. I told you a lot of shit. But I didn't go here. A dog, my dude? A dog? The fuck? I mean, no pun intended, but this is one sick puppy. This is one sick puppy. And this is a guy who identifies as Nick Fuentes as their leader. Because if you're a Groyper, that means Nick Fuentes is your leader. So one of Nick Fuentes' fans, one of his Groypers, got caught having sex with a dog. Now, you know, I can't be held guilty for the crimes of my fans, and neither should Nick. But I promise you, none of my fans are going to be having sex with dogs. None. But his? Yeah. You know, I'm glad we have this wireless mic, and I'm glad we have AI. Because Nick Fuentes, you have some explaining to do. It's interesting when some heat actually came on him, some shit that actually might stick against the wall, all of a sudden he dips off to Rome. Interesting, Nick. As soon as some real drama comes up, you run away like a bitch to Rome. So let's start. The Southern Poverty Law Center. Do you guys know what that is? It is a leftist liberal organization that was just caught giving money to the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, giving money to the alt-right. So a liberal organization that says their mission in life is to defeat racism was actually funding the alt-right. Now, I'm going to clarify this with AI, okay? Was the Southern Poverty Law Center found guilty of sending money to alt-right organizations by the FBI?
Poverty Law Center has been indicted on charges of wire fraud, bank fraud, and conspiracy to commit money laundering, according to a recent announcement by the Department of Justice and the FBI.
So, I'm gonna connect the dots here for you guys. I'm gonna connect the dots for you here, guys. The Southern Poverty Law Center, a leftist organization, was found funding alt-right white supremacists, right? Okay. Let's ask AI the next question. What groups was the Southern Poverty Law Center funding in the alt-right? Watch this.
The Southern Poverty Law Center was reportedly charged with fraud for allegedly giving over $3 million to informants within white supremacist and extremist groups. These groups include the Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nations, National Alliance, National Socialist Movement, American Front, and the National Socialist Party of America.
The Nationalist Socialist Party of America. But let's start something new. There is a certain event in 2017. It was called Charlottesville. Let's find out who funded Charlottesville, shall we? What alt-right organizations funded Charlottesville? 217.
The Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville was funded by several white nationalist and alt-right groups, including Vanguard America, Identity of Ropa, the Daily Stormer, The Right Stuff, League of the South, Traditionalist Worker Party, National Socialist Movement, and Fraternal Order of Alt-Knights.
Okay, so I'm painting the picture here for you. The Southern Poverty Law Center was funding alt-right organizations, and those alt-right organizations funded Charlottesville in 2017. Now, the Unite the Right rally, okay? Watch this. Did Nick Fuentes gain significant prominence right after Charlottesville in 2017?
Yes. Nick Fuentes gained significant prominence shortly after the 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville. To explore other perspectives on this event, tap the mic and ask,
Yeah,
what were the different...
I think we heard enough. Put up Nick Fuentes over here, because now it's time to cook. Mr. Nick Fuentes, born 1998, 8 Lifepath. Mr. Nick Fuentes, who gained prominence in Charlottesville, something that was funded by the Southern Poverty Law Center. So a liberal organization funding the movement that made Nick Fuentes prominent and famous. And then when this information comes out, does Nick Fuentes say, oh, I had nothing to do with this? Does he deny it? No, he takes off the Rome. So let me, now that we got him, we got the smoking gun now. Now that we got him, let's do the timeline. Nick helps Trump get in office in 2017. Big time supporter. All of a sudden, he has nothing to do with the Trump organization. Trump wants nothing to do with them. What happens? He gains prominence in Charlottesville 2017, a movement funded by leftists. This guy's a mole. Now do you understand why he's telling people not to vote for Trump? Do you guys get it now? This guy, until he provides evidence that this isn't real, you're guilty. You're guilty as hell. Now we know who funded you. Now we know where you came from. Liberals put you in power as a puppet of the alt-right so you can move people away from conservatism back to fucking voting for Democrats and leftists. That is what Nick Fuentes is. He's a fucking plant. He got exposed. That's why his punk ass is in Rome right now. If you know this is real, like this goddamn video. We need this to get out. I'm the first one who's calling him out. Hey, pimp, I told you I'd get your ass. I told you I'd get your ass. I told you guys what was coming. Nick Fuentes is now a paid agent. And if you're a Groyper, you're a goddamn fool. But then again, we just saw how Groypers have sex with dogs. So, I mean, You know, I don't even know what to say to that, guys. I have no idea what to say to that. Let's go do some readings now. If you guys want a reading, 98 or above, let's get to the readings. This is why I like having a co-host, so I can shut up for about 20, 30 seconds, and a co-host starts talking. Did that not expose Nick Fuentes? Did that not expose Nick Fuentes? Now I'm going to go even harder today at 11 o'clock. There we go. We're going to do some readings right now. Yeah, click this shit up. Get it everywhere. Nick Fuentes has been exposed. Okay, good afternoon, Gary. My birthday is 6/10/1999. I've learned about numerology and the 7-year cycle. I joined the 28 Club. What else would you recommend? I mean, you joined the 28 Club. Shout out to Rob. You know, there's this one clown on IG says, my students aren't showing any success. Rob literally made $5 million last year trading numerology in the stock market. If you guys want to make money, go to Gain 28 on WAP. He is the best of the best at what he does. Going to you, my friend. In a 7-year, I mean, your 7 years almost over. I mean, what do you got, like 6, 7 weeks left? You just got to lay low, bro. You gotta absorb knowledge. That's what you do in the 7-year. You learn as much as possible. In the 8-year, chase that bag. You're at 8. Only thing that's going to stop you is karma. If you have bad karma, I wouldn't know if you would. I couldn't tell by your birthday if you have good karma or bad karma. All I'm saying is if you do, that's the only thing that's going to step back. It's the only thing that's going to hold you back next year. It is what it is. Lastly, you're a born psychologist. Learn how to use that. And marriage might not be for you, my man. I'm not telling you not to have kids, but marriage might not be for you. It is what it is. Anyways, I'm not going to have a very long stream. I wanted to tell you guys that Matrix University is open. Go to my Twitter account, Matrix Prime _. I don't even know why I'm giving that out. Elon's going to fucking nuke me at some point. So it is what it is. Fuck you, Elon. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to Rumble. Shout out to IG. Shout out to all the guys. I really, really appreciate the fact that I put in hard work for 3 years and I gained millions of followers on that platform. Yet I've been on X for 20 years, got 70,000 followers. Why? Because I've been suspended 26 times. Why? Because the people who run that platform are complete imbeciles. Yeah, it is what it is. Lastly, Q Studios, the best numerology astrology app ever made. Why? Because it's based off my knowledge. Based off my knowledge. And while there's other numerologists, astrologers screaming, Gary, you didn't invent this. No, I didn't. But if you go on Google Analytics and you put in terms like enemy signs, enemy numbers, numerology, you'll see that since 2023, when I went on my run, the numbers have doubled, if not tripled. All on my back. I'm the reason this is going on. Now, you might not like my ego, but this is the type of personality it took to make it happen. Go back to Mr. Fuentes one more time. Mr. Fuentes, you've been exposed. You have been exposed for being funded by the Southern Poverty Law Center, a leftist Marxist group who funded you, funded Charlottesville, and that's when you gain prominence. And now we understand why they funded you. Because you are a plant in the conservative movement to get people to fucking start voting for Democrats. You are here to basically get the youth to side with the Democrats. Everything you say you're against. You say you're against Marxism, you tell people to vote for Marxists. You tell people that, yo, I'm against the left has ended up funding you. You're an absolute fucking fraud. And I'm not sure if prison is something appropriate, but you're getting exposed. Everyone exposed this son of a bitch for what he is. A fucking plant by leftists and by the Southern Poverty Law Center. Yo, Nick Fuentes, you've been exposed, bitch ass. Yeah. All right, we can shut this down. I just wanted to go out here, tell you guys that at 11 o'clock, I'm going to have my tag team partner with me. Gonna give my voice about 2 hours to rest, and then we going in. Woo! Appreciate you guys being with me. Cut it.